Chelsea season saw us finishing fourth in the Premier League and winning the Conference League. But the real question is, how did the players play? Now, today, luckily, we have got a tier list in which we're going to rank all the players this season. If we go through the tier list, we have perfect at the number one. That means that you were just perfect and you performed really well. We have very good, which means you're not, well, really good, but you weren't quite perfection. We have decent, which means, yeah, you're pretty decent. Not great, but not bad at all. Mid, you can't be decent, but you're really definitely not bad. And then bad is like, my God, you've had a shocker, and maybe I don't want you playing for Chelsea next season. Just before the video starts, I need to warn you guys, I do have a cold, so apologies for the coughing and maybe sneezing or needing to drink water halfway through. It's just the way it do be. Anyway, let's get into this. Now, the way I thought would be best to start this video would be to do the two people that I think are perfect. I think in that perfect category, you can only have two people. And we'll start, first of all, with the man himself, Moises Caicedo. He's our player of the season. He has just been so consistently unbelievable. And I knew he was good last season, but my God, this guy's just gone to another level. I haven't seen a player for Chelsea for a long time be that consistently unbelievable. I've seen a lot of Chelsea players that we'll get into later in the video be like consistently 7 out of 10s. This guy, I don't think I've seen below an 8.5 out of 10 this entire season, and it's just unbelievable to see. He was so lucky to have him. He doesn't play in the same position as Kante, but because he's a 6 and Kante's more of an 8, but just we're so lucky to have that type of player that is just an absolute warrior and wins so much, which we absolutely love to see. And the other player that is absolutely pure perfection is Marc Cucurella. He loves paella, and we absolutely love him. He has just been unbelievable, and I think another thing with him is he is just exceed expectations. I know he was good in the last 5-6 games of last season. I know he was good at the Euros when Spain won it. But he has just been the best left back by a country mile in the league, and I can't understand why other people cannot see it. I just don't think people watch Chelsea enough because they don't understand that these two deserve to be both in the team of the season, because he is the best DM in the league and he is the best left back in the league. And I just don't really think there's a conversation for me there. So that's absolutely fantastic. I hope these two continue to be unbelievable this next season, which is brilliant. For the rest of the kind of players, we're just going to go in order and just put them where we think they should go. I didn't actually prepare that much for this kind of video in terms of a script or anything like that. I just kind of want to judge these players off the dome, what I actually think of that, and I think that would be a great representation for you guys as well. I'd love to hear you guys in the comments tell me where you think these players should rank, if I was wrong, if I was right, and if you could drop a like on the video, hit subscribe down below if you enjoy the content. I mean, the absolute well, we've got loads of content coming soon this month. Anyway, into the players. Next up, we have Robert Sanchez. Now, this is a weird one for me because he has a very 50-50 season. First half, I hated him. He was awful. He was letting in howlers. He just had poppadom arms. It was awful. I didn't like it. The last couple of months, he's just kind of rejuvenated, been really good, really impressive, saved us in some games, loads of clean sheets, and I've absolutely adored it. So I don't really know where I stand with him. I can't give him perfect, obviously. I can't give him very good at all. I can't give him bad, though, because of the end of the season. So we're looking in between mid and decent. And I think his performance at the end of the season, which helped us get Champions League football, I have to give him decent. Now, if you told me that at the beginning of the season, I would have blown my mind. Now, bear in mind, I'm putting him in decent, but I do not want him to be our number one keeper next season under no circumstances. I mean, there have been talks today of Mike Maignan, but even Petrovic would be much better first keeper than him. Jorgensen is next. Now, again, with him, he's kind of had a very average season. He's had one or two, maybe slightly good moments, but overall, he hasn't really been challenged, only been playing in the Conference League, really, in a couple of Premier League games. He's had some big mistakes in the Premier League games, as well as Sanchez, but he hasn't had that really good period that Sanchez had. So I think it's only fair if I put Jorgensen in the mid category. I think Jorgensen is younger than Sanchez, so there's a lot more room for potential. But overall, I think they're fair ratings for our keepers. I could not tell you that either our keepers have been very good or perfect, because that would just simply be a lie. Next up, we have Tosin. Now, he's a very interesting one to me because, yes, Tosin is a good player and I really liked him. He just hasn't necessarily had the game time for me. I can't put him in... I don't think I can put him in very good because he doesn't start enough to be warranted as very good. I can't put him in bad because he's actually been good and stepped up in some games, especially that Forest game. He was absolutely incredible. When we moved to the back three with Reece James as the right centre-back, he's the middle centre-back, and that aerial ability that he has and that kind of strong confidence and leadership he has is really good. For a free transfer, I have to put Tosin in decent because he has been decent. He's not been very good. He's not been mid. He's just been decent. And I don't know where I stand on him next season. Hopefully, maybe he can stay because he's a good leader in the group. He's one of the older people in the team. But at the same time, I don't see Chelsea progressing with him as our starting centre back, if that makes sense. Next up is Benoit Badiashile, and I'm just going to slide him straight into the mid category. I think he's actually overhated as a player in general, but he can perform well sometimes. But the issue is you're not getting the reward versus kind of like the risk of playing him. You don't know if you're going to get a good Benoit Badiashile game. I feel like he should move away from the club. I just don't think it's his time. He's a left-footed, left-sided centre-back, and he's not going to overtake Colwell on any Chelsea team of mine in my eyes. So I think he has to go to mid because he hasn't been decent because he hasn't played enough games to show that he's decent. Levi Colwell is next. Now, I really rate Levi Colwell. I'm such a big fan of him. The guys over at TikTok who follow me there will know that I love him. And he's proved me right in the last couple of months of the season. I think 3 months ago, he said something along the lines of, I've got loads of potential, but I just need to show it. And he's really showed it for the last couple of months. Just like Sanchez, he's really stepped up at the end. I think he's a really crucial player for Chelsea looking into the future. And I think he was kind of decent across the season, and he entered very good at the end of the season. So I'm going to put him at the top of decent. I think I would be being too biased in my own opinions to put him very good. I think he will be very good for Chelsea next season. He has to go to the top of decent if I'm being really honest with myself. Reece James is up next. Oh, it's a tricky one because he's played a consistent amount of games. I think he's made 24 appearances this season, which is so good for Chelsea fans. It's so nice to have Reece James not injured and actually playing football. We absolutely love that. I think he can't go in very good. He has had some great moments, but he hasn't been very good consistently throughout the season. It'd be unfair to put someone that's not played half the games this season and put him in very good. He has been very good when he's played, though. It leaves me in a very difficult position. But some of the players that I know that are going to go to very good, I can't put him there quite yet. But if he stays injury free next season, he'll probably be in perfection. If I'm honest with you, I'm gonna put him in decent. I think maybe I could put him in very good if I was just doing like the quality per game, but right now I just have to put him in decent with the amount of games played. Malo Gusto. Oh, I absolutely hate to do this. I This might be really harsh. I think I have to put him in bad. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, Malagusto is below Badiashile and Jorgensen. But in context to how good they've previously been, Malagusto has been really, really bad. I mean, Malagusto last season, with Pochettino's system where he was bombing up and down the wing as a fullback, overlapping fullback, he was unbelievable. He's excellent. I really liked it. He cannot invert to save his life into the midfield, which is what Maresca's fullbacks need to do. And every time he's done it, a prime example, the Conference League final first half, he was awful. He has been bad this season in context to how he normally is, and in general, he's just performed badly. There hasn't been a game where I've gone, wow, Malagusto was really good today. There hasn't been a game where I've gone, Malagusto was decent or Malagusto was kind of mid today. He's been bad. That might be really harsh, but that's just my feelings on it. Fofana, here we go. Another player just swarmed with injuries. We hate to see it, but it's just the way it do be. I'm going to have to put him in. If you're not available to play that many games, I'm going to have to put him in mid because Reece James can get injured, but he comes back and he's brilliant. Fafana comes back and he's like, oh, you're right. But so that will put him in the decent category if we just did the games he played. But he hasn't played enough games, so I'm gonna have to put him in mid. And I think Chelsea should maybe look to sell him, try and get a quick bit of cash from him because availability is the best ability, and he is not available at all. Next up, we have Josh Achiampong, and he's just going straight into decent. I mean, in context of the kind of player he is, his ability, his age, he's just been fantastic when called upon. I don't think he's played like enough or a lot that he would want, but I just think overall he's been really good and really impressive for in the games he's played for kind of what is he 18, 19? Like it's just been really good to see, so decent for him. Enzo Fernandez into the very good category for me. Enzo Fernandez has just been so clutch, so good. He's our vice captain. He's such a leader, such a presence in the dressing room. He just has a lot of aura. He has a lot of that, just like that he does emit that kind of proper Chelsea, just like I want to grunt, but I'm not going to grunt on camera. But do you know what I mean? That kind of just like grabbing the game by the balls, and I absolutely love that for him. He's just been really fantastic. He's like Lavia is coming back and he's such a good player, but I'm kind of like, well, no, Enzo plays in the big games for me over Lavia sometimes. He's such a good player. So many crucial goals. That goal in the Conference League final just summed him up as a player this season. I absolutely love him, and he has to be in the very good category. Next up is going to be Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. I think you have to put Kiernan Dewsbury Hall around the bottom of decent because he has been fantastic in the Conference League campaign. Really, one of our best players in the Conference League campaign, which is a European Cup, which we won. And I know it's a low competition for Chelsea Football Club, but realistically, Kiernan Dewsbury was really good at that. And Kiernan Dewsbury Hall has been really good when come on in the last minute or last 10 minutes of a Premier League game to really close out the game. He's a real game closer for us. Great energy. We absolutely love it. He's kind of just like a Conor Gallagher from Wish, which we kind of bought to replace Conor Gallagher. And I absolutely love it. And he's done well. I hope he goes to another Premier League team and he becomes one of the main man in that team because he there's no progression for him to be starting for us in the Champions League or the Premier League next season. But he's a great lad and I think he's worked really hard. Romeo Lavia. I have to give him the same treatment that I'm giving Reece James. He's going to go kind of behind him in decent because when he's played, he's been unbelievable, excellent, incredible. I've absolutely loved him, but he hasn't played enough. He's actually played a lot less than Reece James. He hasn't played enough. I really hope he's been handled well like Reece James this season and they can both play next season because if I was just doing it based on his performances, he'd be very, very good. But because of the context of how many games he played, I have to put him in decent. Next up is going to be Pedro Neto. This is an interesting one for me. I can't put him in very good because he hasn't been very good. But I can't put him in mid. So it's going to be another boy joining the decent pile. I think I'll put him above Sanchez in decent. I think that's very fair. I think that's a nice spot for him to be in because he hasn't blown my socks away. He hasn't been anywhere near worth 60 million, but he's done a good job filling in at striker and he's come up with some really clutch goals, which I've really appreciated. But I don't think he's performed or played better than the likes of Cole, James, or Lavia or someone like that. But he's been really good sometimes when called upon. Excuse me, that is the cold coming through. Next up, and it's going to be Noni Madueke. Now, if you know me and if you follow me from TikTok, you know I'm the leader of the Noni Madueke fan club. I absolutely adore him. I think Noni Madueke is a brilliant, brilliant footballer. I think he's absolutely fantastic. He hasn't been very good. He has been really decent. I'm going to put him above Neto because I believe he's been better than Neto. But in terms of performances, I don't think he's been better than your Colwells, your James, your Lavias, perhaps. I think he has potential next season to be perfect. I think he could. I think he's going to explode next season. I think he's going to be unbelievable. When he's on it, he is so on it, and he's unbelievable to watch. And he's one of my favorite Chelsea players for a long time. His consistency is an issue, and that's why I can't put him very good. He has to be seen as a decent player. Nicholas Jackson is up next, and I mean, he had a brilliant start to the season. He looked like he was playing well, kind of getting some good goals and just like playing all right. But my God, the second half of the season with an injury, so not being available and the second half of the season, oh, I feel really bad, but I think I have to put him in mid. I mean, like I was a big, big, big Nicholas Jackson fan, and I really push for him, and I hope he stays at the club because there is so much potential there as a player. But I cannot put Nicholas Jackson with the right mind in decent. Now, just to clarify, just because I have Nicholas Jackson in mid, and then I have Ashley Pong and Dewsbury Hall and players like that in decent, doesn't mean that I think they're better players than Nicholas Jackson. Contextually, to who they are and what they are as a player, I think they perform better. So I have to do that. I have to be fair and honest with myself, and that's just the way it be. Nkunku, I mean, I would love to put Christopher Nkunku in the bad category because that guy doesn't put any effort in. He doesn't really care about the club he's playing for, and he's just been poor. But he's scored a hell of a lot of goals in the Conference League. I think he might be our second or third top goal scorer this season. I have to put him into mid. I can't put him into bad. I can't put him into decent though, because in the Premier League, which is where it really matters, and he's what, a 50, 60 million pound player, he should be performing. I'll put him above Jorgensen. There we go, in mid. I think that's the fairest thing to do. Not blow my mind at all, but also at the same time, I think he's been decent in some competitions and a good goal scorer in some games. But again, the goals he scored the teams were absolutely dreadful. Jadon Sancho is up next, and I'm recording this a couple of hours after it was announced that we will not be continuing with him next season. I think it'd be really unfair to put him anywhere that far away from someone like Pedro Neto. I'm going to just put him straight underneath Pedro Neto. I think he has played all right. I think he's scored some good goals, some important goals. Has he blown me away and been anywhere near very good? Not at all. Has he been anywhere near bad or the lower end of mid? Not at all. Middle of decent is the fairest thing I could say about him. He's just been, yeah, decent. Next up, we have got Cole Palmer, and he's going straight into that very good. He would be perfect in some of the games he's played, but he had that 3 month period where he wasn't contributing contextually to what he normally does. I mean, I think I'd actually just put him over Enzo. I think he's been the third best player at the club this season. Enzo Fernandez is fourth. But I'm really happy with how Cole Palmer's played this season. I think he's going to be fantastic again next season. Tyreek George. I mean, if I put someone like Achimpong at the decent level, I have to put George in that level because for the age he is and the experience he has performed at a very decent level, and I absolutely love him. I think he's class. I think he should go on a loan to a lower Premier League team, get loads of game time, strengthen up, and just like get used to playing properly in the Premier League and just get that physicality up because I just think with some of the wingers we'll be signing this season, he's not what we absolutely need to be starting right now. Mark Gu. Oh, it's between. I think I have to give Mark Gu a. I think I have to give him a mid. The reason I'm giving him a mid is because he's performed well in the Conference League for some of the games against really easy opponents. And then he's been injured and not available enough when we were missing Jackson as striker, where he could have massively stepped up. I have to be fair, he hasn't been available enough to perform decent. It's a mid, but he's a really lovely chap, good player, and I think he could go on to good things. I think he should go on loan next season. But yeah, when called upon, he's been good, but he hasn't been available enough. And then Trevor Chalobah, I'm putting right at the very top of decent. I think since coming back from that loan from Crystal Palace, he's just been so crucial to us, so consistent. I said about Caicedo being so consistently 8, 9 out of 10s. Chalobah is so consistently 7 out of 10. He doesn't drop a howler. He works so hard for the team, and I absolutely adore him. So yeah, there we go. I think that's a very fair reflection of how the season's gone. I think people need to, when they look at this list, take it contextually and understand that Malagusto is not the worst player on this list, but contextually to how he was previously and in terms of the ability that I think he has been like the worst performing. I do feel harsh just having Malagusto there. That does seem really harsh, but it's just the way it is. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button down below if you're new to the channel. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.